Hello, hi. This is a message to parents, big brothers, big sisters, guardians of young children. And this is especially to protect the female child. I'm going to use myself as an example, and this is quite personal, like very personal to me. Please help your daughters, raise them, train them to be very confident in themselves. And in what context am I talking about? In the context of being strong enough to stand by their yes. Give them tools, build their confidence, build their mindset, help them to know that they are loved. The reason why this is quite important is because in the course of a girl's life's journey, from a young girl to teenager to a young adult, one of the things I have seen prevalent, especially using myself as an example, is when we experience some kind of character traits in people. I'm even thinking far back as in secondary school. I had friends who were bullies. Not friends, but classmates who were bullies, who had toxic traits, who were controlling. And I wouldn't blame them because in their own homes, those were the things they were exposed to, so they picked it up. My dad and my mom, there was a bit of dynamics. That's the reason why I am the way I am, right? And all my siblings, you'll see that in them, And so, what then happened to me, right? I became very fearful in the sense that because I didn't want to lose friends, I didn't want to lose relationships, I didn't want to, because of the dynamics of where I grew up in, I grew up with this sense of, because I don't want someone to stop being my friend, I took all kinds of nonsense in friendships. I'm talking of even my female friendships back then in secondary school. They would step on me. They saw me. I was a pushover. I was a people pleaser. When things happen, maybe there's a quarrel. I know what happened. I'm the one involved, but because they had this boisterous kind of character, they would threaten me, and it would make me chicken out. It would make me say, okay, actually they are right. Meanwhile, I know the truth. Do you know what that did for me? It created in me this behavioral pattern where when I'm in a friendship and there is a slight argument or quarrel, if the person has toxic traits and they would say that, okay, I'm the kind of person I want peace, I want they intimidate me to keep quiet. They intimidate me to accept their narrative. They intimidate me. So I have seen that play in the course of my life up to adulthood. And do you know that affected me terribly? It's one thing to say, oh yeah, you tell your children, don't accept. See, many times we go through traumatic experiences that, and the brain, the reason why we are the way we are is because subconsciously or unconsciously, we were wired to reason a certain kind of way. We don't even know. Some of us, we don't even know, and that's why we hear people say they have some kind of behavioral traits. So I'm asking parents, and I'm asking and begging and pleading, please build the confidence of your children. In my adult relationships, I experienced situations where something will happen, maybe either I did something wrong or said something wrong or didn't, react in the right way. And because of this toxic traits I have experienced in different people, I have been intimidated to accept a certain narrative, to the point where I even apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. But I knew that's not what happened. But why was it possible? Because of this deep-seated behavioral pattern that I had learned right from a child. I am now correcting it. And I've lost some friendships by correcting that behavioral pattern. But it's better late than never, right? Sorry, it's better late than never. Yeah. So I want to ask you, parents, in the course of you helping your daughters especially, because yes, these are the girls that will grow up to become adults, that will get married, that will become leaders in the society, that will handle or deal with different leadership positions in the society. We need to help build their confidence so they are not easily intimidated to take nonsense, to take a toxic, even if they are working in a toxic environment, for example. It's training them to be very, very strict, so they don't become casualties, so they don't become abused. Please raise your daughters. Teach them to be very confident, so they are not intimidated to accept narratives that are not right, and they become apologetic. And because we are raising our daughters to be submissive in marriage, for example, when they experience such, it puts them in a very uncomfortable position. So please, mothers, fathers, big brothers, big sisters, help your sisters, help your children, especially your daughters, to be very confident in themselves so they are not a target for abusers. God bless you. Bye.